Crazy.
They were able to produce this beautiful young star named Prana. And so the mother, Tekitha is the mother, and she's the daughter. And they have a mother-daughter duel. They're the supreme mother-daughter duel of country music. And I want to welcome them to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honored to be here.
Such a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yes, and they happen to walk in with a hip-hop juggernaut. I don't even know how this came to be. I was like shocked to see him.
118, stand up.
You know, we got my man Bimmy here. You know, Bimmy done helped everybody to get a career.
Listen.
You see him all over the hip-hop documentaries,
Southside.
campaigning.
Keep rising to the top.
Rising to the top, the Supreme Team documentary. My man, Big Horse, Heather's life partner and husband, speaks highly of, man, I hear the stories that didn't make the documentary. and all the things you've done. And so it's great to see this triumphant, no pun intended, brought together. So how did the mother-daughter duel start?
Man, that's the story. Funny enough, I'm the one who started the duo, actually. A lot of people, when they hear I'm doing music with my mom, they assume she's dragging me around town doing shows. But it's very much the opposite. Mom used to host these huge jam session parties at our house, and she would always let me, express myself freely, and we would freestyle something together, usually singing. I don't rap. I want to get that on the record right now.
Wait, but don't you rap, Tekitha?
Of course. No, she
Yeah,
drops. She drops. It skipped me. It skipped me somehow. That's what happens. We have two of that, and then it just completely evaporated inside of me. So anyway, I come to Mom like the morning after one of these jam sessions, and I go to her and I'm like, "Yo, dude," and that's literally how I talk to my mom. I call her bro and dude all the time.
Okay.
And I'm like, "We should sing and write our own songs together, like professionally." And she says no with zero hesitation. Right. She's like, "No, why?" And I did throw a temper tantrum. Not a proud moment as a 14-year-old. I've never done that, mind you. I'm just not like an emotional person. Mm-hmm. And so, but I just took her no to heart. I was like, she's attacking my character. She thinks I'm not good enough to work with her.
The drama of it all.
Yeah, wow. I am dramatic. I'm not emotional, but I am dramatic. And eventually we sit down and talk, and I, of course, have the privilege to have two parents that have been in the industry, and so I know what it is like, truly, for young girls that just want to make music, and they're starry-eyed, and people take advantage of that, unfortunately. So I knew my mom would protect me from that, because this is her career. This is what she's been doing. It's what she's always going to do. She doesn't need to live through me for that. And then also, I've been calling my mom my best friend since I was 10 years old. And I feel like at 14, every 14-year-old wants to hang out with their best friend all day. It just so happened that mine was my mom. Aww. And so, yeah. And now we made our way to Nashville by happenstance, really. Just wanted to explore music freely and not have any preconceived notions of what we should be as a group. And Nashville allowed us to do that. And we kind of fell into country music. It wasn't a purposeful thing. We knew we wanted our music to feel like sitting on the front porch with us, or like you're hanging out in our living room. And that along the way, the Nashville community started to tell us, nah, you guys are doing country music, or nah, you're doing Americana. And at first we were like, yeah, whatever you want to call it. But by it having that label on it, allowed us to dig into the history of country music and realize just how much Black people have been a part of the fabric of it. And like most things in America, we got written out along the way. Yeah. And so people like Charlie Pride and Terry Callier and even Ray Charles, who most people, of course, we know him as, R&B and soul, but he had an album called Modern Songs in Country and Western Music. I suggest everyone listen to that because it is instrumental in what country music became and what it is today. And so these are the things that whenever you hear Black people are always like, I love every genre except for country. I'm like, no, don't say that. Country. You gotta love country too, because it's us. It's us just as much as hip hop is.
Now, you do have two parents in the industry, and I see your dad. Your dad was here last week?
Yeah, right. Yeah, a week or two ago.
Yeah, and does he keep his distance? Do you tap into him, or?
Yeah, well, and he keeps his distance in terms of
music. I'm saying.
Yeah. In terms of the music, he does. He's just like observing from the outside. We send him everything, of course, and that's always been a big pat on the shoulder for me. Is my dad never has any notes when I send him the music.
Which is huge if you know RZA.
Yeah.
always.
He's gonna have a note.
Yes, and it's because he's a perfectionist, like me and like mom. So I get it, but it is always like one of those things where I show him and I'm like scared. I'm like, oh God, what is he gonna say? I need to change, and he never says anything. He's always just like, "You're doing it. You're doing it." So
proud dad.
Yeah,
he's a girl dad.
Yes.
we all get suckered at some point.
Tekitha, when she was talking about singing on all these hooks and being in the studio and not necessarily always getting credit, you've been on a lot of different tracks.
Yeah.
Can you name some of them that people may not realize?
I mean, Impossible was on the double CD of Wu-Tang Forever. Second Coming was on that record as well. I did Black Boy with Capadonna. All I Got Is You I did as well, but the story behind that was more so like a background kind of story. I still got a featuring credit, but MCA I think had Mary J. Blige at the time. She's on the version on the record, the original version, and they wouldn't let her release it as a single with Ghost. So they came to me and was like, "Yo, you got to do this record." I said, "Come behind Mary J. Blige," and I'm like, "I love her." You know what I'm saying? I'm like a big fan. So I was like, "I can't do it. I don't want the pressure." They're like, "What you mean? You here? Like, let's get it." So that's another record that I'm on as well. I mean, every album except for the year that she was born was the only record that I haven't been on in the Wu-Tang ecosystem, if you will.
Wow.
Can we hear a little bit of All I Need Is You? Is that okay?
All That I Got Is You.
I mean, All I Got Is You.
Oh gosh, really?
You got it. Looking for the key.
No. All that I got is you, and I'm so thankful you made it through. That's all I got. That's all I got.
So this is what I want to do, because I Citizen Champs was like, told me, you guys, he said, "Hey man, would you want to have one to duel on?" You know, black. He didn't tell me all the details. He just told me 2 black women in country music. Yes. Bring them up.
Yeah.
They got a new song. Okay. I can at least play the song, right?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
Right? And so I'm going to play the song, but then when y'all got it, I was like, wait a minute, he didn't tell me. We know each other. And then I was like, yo, that's my niece. You know, but can y'all do something a cappella?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then maybe you could jump in when they're done with a some stanzas.
We going into overtime, citizens.
No, we not. Stop, Heather. Okay, and then you just fill it out when
today.
they're done. You just roll in. You cool with that?
Yeah.
All right, and then you improvise. I see you just getting water.
Oh, this one for that.
Okay, now, hey, Drew, you got to follow it. Okay, Drew? Okay, it's going to start over there. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
There's a record we have called
Guilty.
Guilty.
16 too.
I'll give it to you, depending on how y'all do.
Okay.
All right, go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll do a bit of it.
We'll do a bit of Guilty. It was the first single that we released as One the Duo.
Okay.
Let's see. Feels like only yesterday. Clouds were every shade of gray. I still feel the midnight chill. Before the dawn, blood will spill. He pushed too hard and I pushed back. Got out of control way too fast. Smell of gun smoke filled the air. Have to say that fight was fair. Guilty. I ain't guilty. Guilty. I ain't guilty. Sing, Prana. Pistol fell into my hand. Didn't want to shoot that man. In his eyes I could see it was either him or me. Guilty. I ain't guilty. Guilty. I ain't guilty.
They judge you before your eyes even open. Off jump, they coming for your throat before words are even spoken. When you touch down, you gotta let them know that you get things in motion, but be clear. They feel your dedication. They feel your devotion. They love and hate your skin tone. Treat you like an immigrant when you've been home. Bronze like the pennies the brother Abe owned. Envy is the drug that they own. Every breath I take is a hit. Cause we're striking like the ancient Egyptians they clone. Our people are beautiful down to the bone, down to the soul. Control is a goal. We in the city of God cause the slums is all they want us to know. And they think we ain't know. Thought you was just street smart. Can't understand how you come up with this street art. Didn't understand they was dealing with men, women, mothers, fathers too. Yeah, some of us slipped through the cracks, but the ones that we put nothing above, the way they look up to us, man, that's beautiful. Fly like the sauce is being flown. Yo, they tapping your line, so use your thoughts to iPhone homes. And mom's a highlight tape, but it's Twilight Zone. We're extraordinary, extraterrestrial. ETs got them uneased, now they building space stations trying to police the ozone. Oh no, they trying to protect their borders from illegal aliens visiting from other worlds. We were sent here by way of God's referral. Peel back our skin and see our light. Peel back the layers and see our fight. Get high off life. Rest your head on the cloud. Dodge some chemtrails. If the walls could talk, they tell you they wouldn't want to walk on our shoes and listen to the tales our Tims tell. Came from the heavens, now we dwell in hell. Enslaved by a country that still hates me, wants me in jail. Discriminates against us, want to hold us down, man. We too profound. That's why they want us to behave. Show us how they feel with 12 years a slave. Media hop on the field and they run they plays all day. They say and replay that you a thug, you a. All he want is our women, our gold, our figures. Ain't nothing but an animal with his claws on a trigger. There's a difference between brands and labels. They invite you to the table and try and label your brand. Change the beat of your band to orchestrate the land with your hand. Man, the challenge is staying balanced. Never too high, never too low. Stuck in the middle with a mean-ass flow, a mean-ass show. I see you, sis, I see you, bro. You can move any room, work any crowd. They can't quiet your loud, so keep feeding them and feeding them. It ain't black versus white. It ain't rich versus poor. It's wrong versus right. And what's right is that the babies keep eating and eating. You ain't never been a fool. So just remember to use your cool, use your tools, be you. And no matter what they do, always remember that you go be cool.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, that man, first of all, big round of applause. Won the duel.
Yes.
That's the name of the group. What's the meaning behind the name?
Yes, so one stands for observant, noetic, effervescent. And those are the words we like to use to describe ourselves, how we come into life, and how we make our music.
That's amazing, my niece. Boy, when you get that CMT award, make sure I'm there. All right?
You already know.
You already know what it is. Like, how can people reach y'all that want to follow your music?
On socials at O.N.E the Duo. Everything on socials at O.N.E the Duo. Websites, onetheduo.com. Spotify, iTunes, we're everywhere. Everywhere you get music. We got a little catalog rolling too. Albums dropping this summer. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Single just dropped last week. Videos out.
The Feel Good single?
Feels good.
Yeah,
Okay, all right. We're going to play. We're going to end the show with that. Okay?
I love it.
And then when the album drop, come back. Maybe we could do a performance and sit down and talk, okay?
We would
All
love
right.
that. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Come on, stop playing with me. I text your father like your
I
daughter.
know.
Yeah, like your daughter.
I was going to wait until after I left so he can be surprised.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I blew that. All right.
Well,
Sway's a op.
I blew that. Hey, man. She's here right now. I'm watching her. All right. And then, Tari, I love you.
I love you too, brother.
Come on, man.
I love you.
We traveled the world together.
Yes,
we had an
we did.
amazing experience
Yes,
together.
and I'm glad we got to get to know each other a little bit better.
Yeah, you were off the chain, man. I love it too, man. I feel safe when I'm around you.
You are.
Thank you, J.Ivy, Grammy Award winning J.Ivy. Give them an Tari. They're both Grammy Award
Thanks
winning.
for having us.
Okay, and tonight at City Winery, if you're in the tri-state area.
Yes, tonight at City Winery. We rocking the J.Ivy Grammy Celebration Tour live at City Winery featuring Tari Torey and her music. Her album's called Catching Feelings, so go get that right now. My album is The Poet Who Sat by the Dough. Get that right now. You can follow Tari at TARREY TORAE, and I'm J_IVY, the letter J_IVY. Let's go.
There you go. Have the beat. You could be reached at
I'm at the Happy Hour WHB, but let me just say this: like, we are blessed to do this for a living, and this purpose to be here each and every day. But today was just straight up confirmation that Black folks, we are extremely talented. Period.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say it,
Say it.
and I want to quote and give credit to J.Ivy. There's a difference between a brand and a label. Understand what he means by that. One Duo, congratulations, y'all are blessed. I'm about to follow y'all and stand out. Tor says, I got you. Whatever you need promoting, I got you. And Jay,
Thank you,
come
sis.
on, man.
Come
like,
on,
for real,
come on,
this was
come on.
beautiful today,
Yes.
Sway.
Thank you,
This
thank
was
you.
beautiful. Thank you to
Thanks for
everybody.
having us.
All right.
I'm at the Happy Hour WHB.
Yo,